We can't depend on the world to take care of us. We must be willing to take care of ourselves. Don't expect that your life here and abroad will be like a Disney princess. And there will be days that you will question your decision. Why did you move abroad? There will be tough days. If you are thinking to move abroad, here are some of the tips that I can impart to you. They say that overseas Filipino workers are considered modern-day heroes because we are contributing to our economy's growth and also sacrificing the chance to be with our own loved ones and families to support them financially. So if you are thinking to move abroad to work as a nurse or as whatever profession you're in this 2024, here are some of the tips that I can impart to you based on my own personal experiences all throughout these years. If you're new here, my name is Boyd Ventura and I am a Sabocong registered nurse working in Ireland for 5 years now, and I've worked in Saudi Arabia as well. In this channel, I give some insights about our life here in the Republic of Ireland, and also I share stories of other nurses abroad. So if you are into those kinds of things, please consider subscribing. So without further ado, let's proceed to number one. Number one is research. In-depth research is very important, guys, because your preferences will be different from your friends or your colleagues or other people's preferences. So what you're looking for in a country as a nurse will be different from others. It's very important, it's very crucial. Don't just move into a country because your friend moved there or because your family lives there or a relative lives there, or just because you saw it on social media. It's seemingly an interesting place on the internet. But don't just go to a different country because somebody told you that they make good money there. There are a lot of factors to take in, guys, when you're moving into a new place or a country that you will work in for a long period of time. Please seek information first, because that's how I ended up here in Ireland. Some of my friends from Saudi moved to Ireland after their contract in Saudi Arabia. I didn't research about the cost of living. I didn't research about the weather. I barely know things about Ireland. When I came here in Ireland, I found out that the weather is like wet and gloomy and it's raining all the time. The sky is gray most of the time. And if I had known about that, all those details, I might have a different opinion about moving to Ireland. And also the cost of living is really high. All these things, guys, you have to take into consideration before you move or jump into applying for a job into a particular country. The good thing is that you can always leave the country once you end up not liking it, but it will save you time if you do your research beforehand. So the second advice, guys, is bring a lot of money or bring a good amount of money. I know that this is counterintuitive. Tama ba yun? Counterintuitive, because you are going abroad to earn money. That's why you're going there. But it's very hard, and I didn't realize this until I experienced it myself, because I came to Ireland and I thought that I'm going to get a salary after a month. So I only brought like 300 or 400 euros, I think, in total when I came here. But then the salary got delayed. I didn't realize that everything was so expensive. When I went to the grocery store, it was really hard for me to get the things that I wanted, the food that I wanted, because it's very expensive. And even though back then we were given the accommodation for 2 months, it was still hard to kind of adjust with the cost of living, especially when the time came that we needed to pay for the 1 month deposit and 1 month advance of rent. That totaled to around like 800, 900 euros for me to pay out. So it was really hard, and I was in a lot of stress because of that. And I didn't have the money to buy for things like winter jacket. Then again, I was lucky because a friend of mine lended me money for all these things. So I borrowed money and then I just paid him off, in installment, on installment. So having that in mind, guys, once you already know that you're moving abroad or you're gonna work abroad, you can save up for your pocket money ahead of time. If you don't have anybody to give the money to you instantly, before flying, I suggest that you save so that when you arrive there abroad, you will not have the stress that I experienced during my first few months here in Ireland. Third advice that I can give you is that I'm going to say to you that patience is a virtue. You have to have patience, guys. guys, this applies during the application process, and also it applies when you're already here abroad. Let's talk about patience during the application, guys. I know the feeling that you have, that we want to get out of the jobs that we have back home, or when I was there working in the Philippines, I wanted to quickly be able to work abroad or to move abroad because I was looking forward to earning more money. I just want to say to you that I have been there and I realized that it really takes time. It is a long process that you have to endure. There is no shortcut for it. Back then, guys, I was so frustrated because my application took like 9 months from my interview up to the flight from the Philippines to Dublin, Ireland. I didn't quit my job up until I know that I'm going to fly because of course we all need salary to get by. I was frustrated, and the hospital who hired me, they stopped their hiring process at some point, and we didn't know when we're going. We didn't know when the hospitals will open again. So we were just waiting. The waiting game is really depressing if you don't know what's going to happen next. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. So I would just advise you to just sit back, relax. Once you already put in the effort, you know, the energy, all your resources, and once you already did what you can do, you did your part, just leave the rest to the universe. It will come back to you. And if it is for you, it will be given to you. If it's not, then it might not be the specific plan for you. Thinking about all these things is not worth the amount of stress that you can experience once you worry about all these things that might or might not happen in the future. On the other hand, patience is a virtue when it comes to when you're already here in Ireland and you started the job. If you're stressing about, was I good enough, or can I do it? Can I do this? Can I even stand a chance among other nurses? Will they like me, or will they kick me out? I know it is very stressful when you're starting. Also, I've been there. I can say that I've been there, and I've been into a place where I stress about a lot of things. If I said this thing right, was my English good? You know, all these things that were in my head made me doubt myself and made me depressed. In short, be patient enough, because bear in mind that being able to adapt or to adjust in a new country, for one, will take time. You know, you'll adapt with the new environment, the hospital that you're in, or adapt in their system kind of slowly but surely. You will see, oh, this is the way how they do, this is the way they do things here, and you will adapt with their the way they communicate, the language, the accent. Put in the work, put in the effort, and just give yourself time. Be patient. You are going to learn this. You are going to cope. You're going to adjust. Eventually, you will feel better and you won't even think about it anymore. So the fourth advice that I can share to you is that bring a virtual helmet. I'm not saying this just to be funny, but in reality, in real life, when you find it hard to continue, hold on to every bit of positive energy that you have or that you can gather. There is a passage that I read in a book called Someday is Today by Matthew Dix, and he said that we can't depend on the world to take care of us. We must be willing to take care of ourselves. Don't expect that your life here and abroad will be like a Disney princess, where everything is like, you know, rainbows and butterflies, and that, you know, it's like a dream country, dream destination. No, every penny that you will earn or that you will get will be hard earned, and there will be days that you will question your decision. Why did you move abroad? You have moments where you will feel down because of things that you might experience, and homesickness and all these factors. You know, there will be tough days. It's in human nature, and we cannot escape that wherever we go, unfortunately. I know that we have to be kind to one another, but that's not the case, and this is the real world. I would advise you to bring your helmet. Just put it on whenever you feel like you're giving up. Put it on, go out there to the world or to wherever you are and soldier on. Yeah. Okay, so the fifth advice that I can give you is be curious and embrace new experiences. So I was reading this book called The Art of Making Memories by Meik, Wiking. He said there that if we want life to slow down and make moments memorable and our life unforgettable, we should harness the power of firsts. One of the advantages of working abroad is that you have the opportunity to explore a lot of things, new food, places, culture. There are endless things to explore, and I advise you to make the most out of it. You should celebrate even the smallest wins in your life or in your day. For example, if a patient complimented your job or your work, or a manager worker complimented you, or even if you felt like you did a good job for the day, buy yourself a cup of coffee, enjoy it in a crisp cold afternoon in your country, or like whatever, wherever you are. Buy yourself an ice cream, or buy yourself a nice book, or even do something that doesn't involve money. You can go to a park that you have never been before, go to a place that you've never seen before, or eat some food that you've never tasted before. There's a quote that I live by that also came from the book Some Days Today. I really like this book. If you guys want to read this book as well, I'll put that in the description below, and so that you can have a read yourself. And in this book, he said that we can inspire ourselves by remembering how far we have come, how much we have accomplished, and how improbable our journey once seemed. So guys, I hope you found value in this video. I hope you found some inspiration from those advices that I gave you. It's up to you if you will take it in or not. For you who is watching, who is working abroad, what is the one advice that you can give to people who are planning to work abroad? Please comment down on the comment section below. And once again, I'll see you guys next week. Bye! Many years ago, I was once a son of an Many years ago, I was once a son of an overseas Filipino worker, and now I am one myself.